It's a government-controlled organization. They've been allowed to commit murder. It's been rehearsed several times. The usual seating arrangement in the ballroom will suddenly be changed. They can boldly announce in their newspaper that Malcolm shall not escape. The die is set. They all have foreknowledge of what's going to take place on February 21st, 1965. It's a wrap. It's a done deal. He shall not escape. His fate is sealed. He'll be blasted away. They have assistance, permission from the white government to execute him. It's going to be like shooting fish in a barrel. All they have to do now is show up and take their key positions. He's been betrayed from all angles, from the inside out. They can't see how they are hurting generations yet to come. They are blind. They think they are accomplishing something. Their judgment was bad in 1965. Their judgment's still bad in 2013. And time has not healed all wounds. The Autobahn Ballroom, located in Spanish Harlem at 3940 Broadway between 165th and 166th Streets, is where freedom fighter Malcolm X is holding meetings, attempting to galvanize black people into responding to ongoing racism. The response from racist police patrolling the area talk among themselves, their desire, if it could be possible, to blow up the entire goddamn black neighborhood, let alone the ballroom itself, even if it's crowded with women, children, and elders. As far as they are concerned, blacks don't deserve a damn thing, and they should wait until white society feels fit to grant them anything, if at all. Still, Malcolm was determined to get black people a fair share in this world by any means necessary. You see, Malcolm had figured long ago, like Claude McKay, if we must die, let it not be like hogs, hunted and penned in an inglorious spot, while round us bark the mad and hungry dogs, making their mock at our accursed lot. If we must die, oh, let us nobly die. When Malcolm met Abdul Rahman Muhammad Babu, the revolutionary nationalist from Zanzibar, East Africa, in July of 1964, they became comrades. Babu knew that the white power structure was a worldwide villain, so to help Malcolm out in his quest for freedom, Babu told Malcolm that if black people in the United States would jumpstart a revolution, he would definitely supply Malcolm with crates of small arms to help in guerrilla warfare. Yeah, Abdul Rahman Babu would supply the small arms, but Malcolm would have to supply the army. You talk about a general without soldiers? When Malcolm told his inner staff members about lighting a fire under the oppressor's ass, most of them openly opposed him. Many claimed they wanted to put an end to racism, but when the hour of reckoning came into reality, all Malcolm heard was one lame excuse after another.
Hey, brother, I can't be out in the street ducking bullets.
I think we should keep marching and demonstrating.
Man.
I still owe payments on my car.
Hey, Malcolm,
I might shoot
my
my wife.
Malcolm, you can
I
count
ain't
me
ready to get
out.
out in the street like that, man.
I
Not
got a
like
I
bad
didn't join this
back.
organization
I mean,
to get
I'm
my
with you
head
for
blown
some
off.
changes.
Fighting in the street.
But like I said,
No,
man, not
brother,
on that
that's
test.
the
dog.
guerrilla warfare.
Not
I
like
can't
that.
participate in
ridiculous,
guerrilla
Malcolm.
warfare.
Too
White
far.
people got
I
too
have
many
Send my
bad
guns.
resignation
eyesight.
tomorrow.
I mean, like it's easy for
Revolution
this
in the
African
street?
guy to give you some
Are you
guns.
serious, man?
But why ain't he
That's
supplying
ridiculous,
us
Malcolm.
a note to pay,
Besides,
man? Those guns could be hot.
No,
way,
I want to
man.
build a house.
Things ain't
I'm
never
about to
bad.
retire in
You can
3
count me
years.
out.
I could lose my
This
pension.
Babu dude, man.
No,
out of his
man,
mind.
it's not worth
I might shoot my
I don't
wife.
think I'll be a good shooter.
Armed confrontation with white people.
Just use
Come on,
karate,
brother.
Malcolm.
Sure, brother Malcolm. I'm down with the movement. But in this case, the best movement is a bowel movement. Malcolm tried his best to conceal his disappointment with them. But when he shifted his torso from a direct frontal position to a slightly awkward 45-degree angle away from them, anyone who knew Malcolm's body language knew that disappointment was only an additional word to describe the loneliness he was feeling. And when Malcolm started rearranging his office supplies on his desk, it was a sure signal that he wanted to terminate the proceedings like all authoritarians do when they want a meeting to conclude. Who really understood the precarious position black folks were in other than Malcolm? Meanwhile, black men, women, and children are being beaten into submission and murdered in the streets all across the 51 states of America and abroad, while everyone on the planet watches at home on their television sets, all afraid to step forward and speak out. Elijah Muhammad continues to tell black America to be patient. His God named Master Farad is trying to work himself up into anger so that he can throw a devastating punch to evil white America. Be cool, black America. God is feigning defeat. He's on the ropes, doing the rope-a-dope, and the enemy is soon going to punch himself out. Fruit of Islam, just keep posturing, keep posing, keep looking stern and militant. Keep it up. We'll scare them. They'll leave us alone. Keep on prancing. Do the rope-a-dope, Farad. Yeah, we're gonna knock white America out. Malcolm's out of his mind talking that revolution talk. Yeah, we're gonna do it our way. We're gonna let God get him. Yeah, we're gonna put an end to police brutality. Yeah, racism, discrimination, bad housing, bad food, no jobs. God gonna stop all this. They just split your mother's head open? Write that down. God gonna take care of it. A Klansman just hung your grandpappy? Write that down, brother. Farad gonna stop all this shit in midair. A cop just shot your son in the back? You can't get a gig at Macy's and Bamberger's? Corvettes won't hire you? God's on the ropes, brother. Don't worry about it. He's doing the rope-a-dope. Yeah, God looks like he's finished. Don't worry. He's getting ready to hit him with every punch in the book.
But heavyweight white America wasn't at all intimidated by this little lightweight man from India throwing a phantom punch. They were more concerned with men who actually demonstrated their ability to wage war. Close friends Che Guevara and Abdul Babu weren't into virtual fighting. They both were the real deal. Guerrilla warfare wasn't a far-fetched idea. All black men had to do was overcome their fear of white men, pick up the gun just as they do and liberate themselves. It was to be or not to be. Malcolm wasn't naive. He read the Holy Quran and knew what it said of those who would seek cover when fighting was prescribed for them.
Too much partying, dancing, rest, relaxation, and singing when they should be swinging has always hindered any serious contemplation by blacks to walk in the way of free people. When you ask, "Help me please," they wind up knocking you back down on your knees. They're too exhausted to do anything in the way of liberation. Most of their energy is given to their 9-to-5s, handed to them by white folks. When it's your turn for aid, they tell you they're wearing too many hats. They have many professions, and the truth of the matter is that wherever they lay their hat, that's their home. They just want to be on the side that's winning. One of Malcolm X's harshest critics is a man named Munir Muhammad, who runs an institution called CROW. CROW is an acronym for the Coalition for the Remembrance of Elijah Muhammad. The building is essentially an archive with memorabilia, books, documents, recordings, and photographs that relate to the Nation of Islam. In a visit to this museum, the first odd thing that strikes you is the omission of the title Honorable preceding Elijah Muhammad's name on the bright red awning with white letters. The second most notable thing is the glaring omission of all photographs of Malcolm X, who has been cropped out of or photoshopped out of all photographs. The contempt for Malcolm X is on full display at this institution. The mere mention of Malcolm's name is enough for you to be castigated and scorned. Here's an example of the contempt the founder of this institution has for Malcolm X.
Let me just tell you all, and this always amuses me when I think about Malcolm, because he's, when they started the Organization of African Unity, they Malcolm loaned them their name, and he was suspended in the Nation of Islam December 8th, 1964. And the suspension was supposed to run to March 8th. But what Malcolm did, Peter Bailey and all those guys got together and they, started the organization January 1st, I think it was. So they had already used Malcolm's name to organize. But Malcolm was so frustrated with them, brother. He said, all you got here is poets and singers and actors. You know, now this is what he said about them. This was the reason that he started the Mosque Incorporated. And now when I hear these so-called American Negroes like Hakeem Madibouti, a couple of other Negroes, Amira Baraka, you know, all of a sudden they love Malcolm. Number one, Malcolm was a Muslim. He was a follower of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad who raised him. Malcolm did not raise himself. He was not self-taught. And to prove it, when he left Elijah Muhammad, as the Holy Quran promises you in the 7th surah and the 182nd verse, those who reject our messages, we lead them step by step to destruction from whence they know not. Those of you who followed Malcolm, when you look at his autobiography, when he began to grow hair wild on his face, his eyes began bloodshot, he looked like he was going crazy. He was going crazy. Because also in the 4th surah and the 137th verse, it said, those who believe, then disbelieve, again believe and again disbelieve, surely Allah will never forgive them nor guide them the right way. I want to emphasize this because our people have a tendency when they forgive, they say, well, bless his heart, he just tried and Mr. Muhammad just put him out and had him killed. See, the God promises you these things.
That's right.
See, we believe in a real God, not a mystery or spook. See, we don't worship space. You know, that's one key thing. And
Right.
God did come in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. As you can
That's
see,
right.
Brother Rashid, I just get so excited when I discuss these things.
Many books are being written about Malcolm's appearance during the last days of his life. It seems like many people are criticizing Malcolm about how bad he looked. They say he needed a shave and a haircut. If people were trying to take your life, would a trip to the barbershop be top priority? Yeah, don't worry about people trying to murder you. Go buy a suit. Go buy a 46-inch LED TV. Yeah, get a Samsung. Get a Best Buy on it. Join a gym. Get those abs tight. It don't matter if you're being oppressed. It don't matter if they suppress you and the generation coming after you. Get some eyelashes. You got to take it easy. Get a manicure. Get a weave. Get a wig. Get some extensions. Don't worry about police brutality. Don't join the protest movement. The best movement is a bowel movement. Do some crunches. Yeah, work on those obliques. Shoot some hoops. Yeah, join a gym. Work out. Don't speak out against racism. It's only an aberration that's been in effect for over 400 years. You ought to smile more often. Get a cell phone. Get an iPad. Go out and buy something. Loosen up. Watch some comedies. Go to the barbershop. Get a fade. Get a shape up. And while you're at it, get a shave. Tell them you want it real close. Don't worry about hundreds, if not thousands, that's trying to put you in the ground. Go online. Check your emails. Go to the barbershop. Everything's going to be all right. Just think more positive, and those bloodshot red eyes of yours will clear up. You don't need no Visine. Just think more positive. Your enemies will vanish into thin air. Taking white people to the UN to force them to get reparations for our downtrodden people ain't important. You have other priorities. Go play lotto. Yeah, get some scratch-off tickets. Hey, you never know. Your enemy's bullets will go right around you. That 8-inch forged stainless steel blade will turn into silly putty. All you have to do is use mind power. Yeah, just go comb your hair. Get a shave. You say they're trying to get to you regardless of the presence of the police. Just get some rest. Go to the mall. Watch a movie. Just sit tight. God will take care of your enemies. Don't worry about unemployment. You say you're getting more death threats. Chill out. Sit down. Compose a poem. Relax. Take a chill pill. Take some deep breaths. Your troubles will go away. Don't be so emotional. You anger too easy. Go meditate. Do some yoga. You say they're chasing you down the highway at high speed? Don't worry about that. Just get a faster car. Go meditate. Say a prayer. You'll be all right. You say your house is on fire? Ain't nothing but a material thing. You can always get a new one. You say you'll be dead by Monday?